Hi, everyone can hear me, right? Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Great insights on the current property market by Rachel earlier on, because this virus has actually changed our lives and no one is actually spared from this change. I do sincerely hope that everyone embrace these changes positively, because in life, we keep learning, we keep adapting, we just keep gathering new knowledge, because knowledge is powerful, and then you are empowered with knowledge when to make less risky decisions, smarter decisions, so that you can have the best for your family, right? So I'm glad to have the next 20 minutes or so to show you this slice of Chinese metaphysics knowledge. It's easy to digest, it's easy to understand, and it's particularly focused on application of Emperor landform feng shui. This is the external landform. So I'm hoping that after this session, you are able to apply this for your family, for yourself, for your career. So we will be looking at simple north, south, east, west direction of your current home or office. Do take note that this art is very straightforward. You do not need a luo pan, or do you need to be bothered by a house facing or sitting. So just for the foundation, right? Just a bit of background. In the art of destiny or life path, we believe it is made up of three things. There's this man portion, the 八字 portion, and the feng shui portion. So I'll explain a bit about what is this man portion. So this part actually refers to us, our sweat and tears, our control over our own life. So if we are going through a tough period, we are able to turn it around. We toughen ourselves up mentally, and then we go again. So we work harder in tough times. During tough times, we defend, we stay low. And when it's in a good luck period, we attack and we expand. So we become more daring during this good luck period. So in that next 1/3, right, we talk about 八字. It's more like an overview of your destiny luck cycles, the luck factor based on your birthday and time. So we are able to see what we are born with. We are able to see a person's personality and traits and the relationships, so that we can better prepare ourselves for any ups and downs life can bring us. And then the third portion, right, it's the feng shui part. This is the final 1/3. This is where you spend most of your life in, your home, your location, governed by the laws of nature and landform. Because of the time spent at home or in office, these two locations matter a lot to your luck factor, your health, and your wealth potential. So for your office, right, we don't really have a say about its feng shui. We just go to where we are supposed to work. We have no power over it. But for your home, right, you can actually have a control over it. So your future property or any places of interest that you might have, we can apply this knowledge and we can make a change to your life. So let's break feng shui down further, right? So let's say you stay in a perfect place. You receive 100% of the energy. 60% of this energy is received from the external landform. So the external landform, what it means is your location. You look outside of your window, the landscape around you. And 30% is determined by your house door facing, your main door is very important, and your house internal structure, whether it's designed for qi coming in or going out structure. And the lastly, right, the 10% is a flying star. Is actually the feng shui effect determined by the placement of your bed, your stove, and the work study table. So, okay, the message is this. From this, right, we can see that external landform is very important. If you get it right, you have already won more than half the battle. So next slide, right, I'll be showing you two examples. We are looking at two locations. One is Singapore and the Silicon Valley. So on a grander scale, why is Singapore a rich nation other than we have hardworking citizens and good governance? And Silicon Valley, why is that location producing the brightest minds in the tech firm or tech world? So if you look at the geographical location, right, this is a picture of Singapore on the left. So if you look at this part on the right, there is this Singapore Strait. And then if you look further up, it's not on this map, but there is South China Sea. So it's actually busy sea routes and water flowing from the South China Sea. And okay, now we look at the man-made feature of the landform. It also contributes drastically to our wealthy nation. So we look at this east over here, right? This is where Changi Airport is. 24/7, every day, there is movement in the air traffic. So you can think about why Singapore we shifted our airport to the east and a much quieter west. Later, I'll show you all these features. So now we look at Silicon Valley. So as we know it, it's all the greatest minds of the tech world. The biggest tech firms call this place their home. So you look at this stretch of water on the north, to the north, another prominent landform. Yeah, so all these features, right, contribute to the wisdom and knowledge of the residents. So the art of using this landform is to harness all this natural flow of energy from the universe and to follow the laws and boundaries of nature. So it with over time, right, the wind energy, the water flowing, the land is carved up to be what we have today. So we ask ourselves, how do we apply this landform knowledge to our home in urban Singapore? Because Singapore is quite low-lying and very urbanized, concrete jungle. So actually natural landform is therefore not so easily identifiable. Most of it has made way for the development of the city-state. So in this case, we will need to improvise the reading with man-made features as well. So both natural and man-made features, we are going to look at this. So for now, right, it's very simple. If you have your phone with you, you can open up your Google Map on your phone and you key in the postal code of your location of interest. It can be your home now or the property you wish to purchase. Yeah, so we have about a minute or so. You can do so now. And then I'll show you what to look out for in your Google Map. So I think, okay, I hope that everyone has their location on the Google Map in your phone now. So I'm just going to go through the features, right? And then you try to tick off if the location has these features, the following features. I will start with the north and the south direction, and then I'll go on to the east and the west direction. Okay, so for your north of your location, right? You just check this out, right? Is you see if there is any visible high ground, a hill, any tall building, ridges, or is there any large water body like an open sea or like the just now Silicon Valley that I show you? This is to your north. Okay, then to your south of your location, you just check. Please check if there is any basketball courts, warmer ground like an open field, or visibly lower ground as comparatively to your north. Shorter buildings, yeah, you just check for this and then you try to tick it off. Okay, so now we move to the east and the west. So to the east of your location, please check if there are any busy roads, any big roads, expressways, MRT tracks, and then you tick it off if there is. And to the west of your location, you need to look out for any parks or small roads, quiet places that's showing stillness. Yeah, so I hope you guys are following. Don't worry if you didn't catch all of the above. I'll show you a pictorial summary in the next slide. So just to summarize, right, as you can see in this picture here, right, to the north, over here, to the north, you actually need to look for higher ground. This is what you actually need to find. And then to the south, a lower ground, as relatively to your north, it's a lower ground. To the east, it's important to look for movement. And the west, your stillness, quiet place. So if your current location tick off all these four directions, right? These four main directions, right? Good work, you have a perfect north, south, east, west. I can tell you that it's not easy to find a perfect north, south, east, west. So there are four other sub-cardinal directions. There are 8 directions in all, but it's really difficult to find a place with perfect feng shui. So unless you, of course, decide to build your own building with a good landform. Yeah. So, okay, so these are the features that you should be looking out for, but what I will show you next, how it will actually impact the residences. And yeah, I'll go through the impact in the next slide. Okay, so how does getting these directions right affect you and your family or your co-workers in the office? So do note out that missing out on any of this direction could adversely impact on your health, your emotions, your performance, growth and ability, and of course the wealth part of the residents. So the degree of this impact actually is subjected to your natal Bazi chart. So you need to see your Bazi chart, which element is actually missing. I'll touch more on this later on. So here we go. I'm going to show you the impact. I'm going to tell you the impact. So I'll start with north. Okay, a good north, right? That means if a north has a higher ground, actually impacts you and your family in terms of wisdom, the gathering of knowledge. And one who resides in a place with a good north, right, will be inclined to think before they act. And they are equipped with ability to plan well for the future or plan well for any rainy days ahead. And because in terms of health, the north actually governs the brain. So a good south provides the residents with good luck factor. It impacts one's fame and reputation. So if you are in the media entertainment industry, a good south is very crucial to your success. And in terms of health, the south governs one's heart and small intestine. Okay, and then we move on to the east. East is very important because it brings about fast gain in one's wealth. Now you can see why Changi Airport is moved to the east. We have a lot of movement in Singapore on the east, as compared to the west is quieter. The east also governs the immune system of your body. So it brings about more calmness and actually peace-loving attitude towards life. Okay, then we move on to the west, right? So a good west, if it's a quiet west, we will see relationships being bolstered. There will be greater bonding, closeness in the family, better relationships with co-workers. So if there's a lot of politics in office, most likely your west is quite busy. So there is more teamwork, greater cooperation among the residents of this place. In terms of health, a good west, that means a quieter west, provides a boost to respiratory system, and the residents generally have a happier outlook of life. So it depends on what you are actually looking for, because it's very difficult to find a good north, south, east, west. So yeah, so actually feng shui impacts our lives daily. So the longer we spend in that location, the more impact we will feel. If you travel 75% of the time, the house feng shui may not impact you that much as compared to a stay-home mom or dad. Yeah. So Okay, the next slide, I'll be showing you a random parcel chart. This time round, I'm going to show you how your parcel chart, if you're missing any element, you can use feng shui as a solution to your parcel. So then, okay, this is just a random parcel chart, right, of an individual that's born on the 27th of June, 2020, just last week. So this may seem a bit complicated to you, but you just focus on the elements, the colors of these boxes here, or these elements here. So there are 5 elements in Chinese metaphysics. So there's 5 colors. Earth is represented by brown, fire by red, and water is blue, and then gray is metal, and lastly green is by wood. So what I'm showing you here, right, is that in order to maximize the receiving of energy from good feng shui, right, we have to look for what the resident is missing. So this baby down here, right, is missing a green color. That means the green element, which is a wood element. So it can be a good thing or a bad thing, but in this case, right, in his chart, wood element represents his wealth. So his wealth stars are actually missing from his parcel chart. So, okay, then I'm going to show you this feng shui thing. So there's 4 directions here. Each direction is governed by one element. So the east, we can see here, east is governed by the wood element. So to him, it is very important. He resides in a location with a good east. So just to recall a bit, a good east means an east which is busy. So there's lots of movement day and night. That's the best east. So for his chart, right, when a metal year comes along, right, it could signal an abnormal negative impact towards his wealth. So this effect, right, will be drastically lessened if he resides in a location with a good east. So because feng shui cushions any negative impact if it's done right. So east is therefore more important to him than any other directions. So this relationship, right, is how we tie feng shui with parcel, and then feng shui as a solution to us. And okay, I have one last slide, right? We'll head back to the two properties mentioned earlier by Rachel. We will analyze these 2 properties, and we see how these 2 properties would help this baby out. So we are going to look at Sterling residence and Marina One residence. So, okay, as you can see, right, this is probably what you have on your Google map. This is the east and the north, south, and the west. So because this baby here, right, he actually needs a wood element, that is your east. So the east have to be busy. So as you can see, right, this is in Alexandra IKEA. This is Alexandra Road, and then there's Commonwealth Road, and then this is Queenstown MRT. So its east, right, is actually cutting through a very busy junction here. Plus there's MRT tracks. So this Sterling residence is a good place for this kid. And then if you want to look at wealth, right, east governs the wealth. So this is actually a good place for one to stay in if you're doing your own businesses or you're doing sales. This place is a good place. And then, okay, we look at Marina One residence. This is Central Boulevard. And then it's like during peak hours, people are traveling to CBD, is very busy. These 2 roads here. So this place is also having a very good east. So if you look at a bit to the north, right, this is the MBS area. So there's this water body down here. So it also provides a boost to the north. Yeah, so as we know with north, right, we are either looking for higher places or a cooling place, a cold place, so that there is helping him in his thinking and his thoughts process. So, okay, so it is actually vital to be equipped with the knowledge of your own parts chart. So to see what element is lacking, and then you supplement the chart with the right feng shui. Okay, the barter system, right, actually is very easy to use. You can use it to read people like a book, and then you can know about the compatibility with your co-workers, or if you are a boss, hiring the right subordinates or the sales staff, or if you are marrying into someone's family, you can see your compatibility with your mother-in-law, your potential spouse. The system is very accurate and useful. So with that, I have come to the end of my sharing. If you guys have any further queries, right, feel free to scan the QR code here on the Google form. After this session, I will catch up with you. Also, if you are interested in a similar intro session for barter, right, do also indicate in the Google form because there's a lot